Hey guys, and welcome to Untitled Movie Review. I'm Steve and welcome back to the show. I told you I'd be trying to get back on YouTube within the next couple months, and here we are, back again. New digs, obviously. This is my room, so we'll film in here from now on. But today I really want to talk to you about Tomorrowland.
When I touched this pen, I saw this place. Someplace amazing. And it felt like anything was possible. And then it was gone.
Tomorrowland is about Casey Newton, played by Britt Robertson. Now when she gets arrested, she finds this badge in her possession that when she touches, she gets miraculously transported to Tomorrowland. Now Tomorrowland is this city in a different dimension that was built by some of the greatest minds Earth has ever seen. And this kind of miraculous transportation sparks curiosity in Casey, and she goes out to try and find Tomorrowland and anyone associated with it. Now that brings her to Frank Walker, played by George Clooney. Now Frank was banished by some of the head honchos of Tomorrowland over 25 years ago, but he agrees to help Casey get there. So what I've just described is about 3/4 of the actual movie. We only spend about half hour, maybe 45 minutes total in Tomorrowland. Now, yeah, we get some flashbacks of Tomorrowland in its prime, getting built up and all that. And we get to see Tomorrowland in the present, where it's kind of dilapidated and dark and ruled over by Hugh Laurie. But Tomorrowland in this film really just acts more as a MacGuffin than anything. So the overall idea for the film is pretty solid. Damon Lindelof and Brad Bird actually co-wrote the film, and it is very much an allegorical message. What I have concerns with is probably the execution of Brad Bird's part. And it probably starts with the characters of Frank and Casey as well. Now these two are pretty thin, they're not very deep, and the fact that George Clooney is really likeable, Britt Robertson's on her way to being likeable as well, really kind of helped in kind of distracting the audience in that fact. Even Hugh Laurie as the villain, David Nix, he was also really thinly wrote as well. And you can kind of tell that, while the story is, kind of extravagant chase, the characters weren't well thought through at all. And I think this is probably one of the cases where the villain in the film is actually probably right the whole time, and you will kind of see that in the last quarter of the film. The performances within the film weren't great, like I said, thinly written characters, so you kind of get the sense that a lot of the actors don't have their heart in this film. Hugh Laurie, I love it when he sinks his teeth into a role and he puts 100% in it, and he doesn't do that in this film. The same goes with George Clooney. He really just kind of phones it in. He doesn't really try too much, but I mean, even when George Clooney doesn't try, he can be fantastically charming and suave and all that, and he is in this film, obviously. Britt Robertson, who I don't think I've seen her in anything before, she's actually pretty decent. She's not great, but I think if Tomorrowland becomes a sequel and she gets cast in again, she's going to put in 110%, and she's probably going to be a lot more likable as well. I had high hopes and expectations for Tomorrowland. I'm not going to deny that. I really like the work of Brad Bird. I like the work he did at Pixar, but Tomorrowland is frustrating. It really does. It nags you throughout, and for people like me who really wanted to see a really good Brad Bird film, we got let down. The thin characters were just, it was aggravating. I didn't so much not like the fact that we didn't get to Tomorrowland until the last 20 minutes of the film. I do understand why people will feel shortchanged by it, and probably shortchanged is probably the great describing word for this film. People looking for a bit of lighthearted blockbuster entertainment, this will probably take the cake. On the other hand, I think you will walk out of the cinema going, geez, I wanted more from that. Tomorrowland has to be probably a 6 out of 10 for me.
Don't thank me yet. Wait.
So one last thing before I take off. Yes, obviously the show it's back in its infancy. We're going to try and dress up the set, get some proper microphones in here in the next few months. Other than that, I really like getting back in front of the camera for you guys. I like the fact that you guys can see how passionate and enthusiastic I can get about film. I feel like that kind of, it passes on to you. And I really like seeing passionate film goers, passionate filmmakers. I love having these kind of in-depth discussions with you guys. So make sure you keep a lookout in coming weeks for more videos. As per usual, if you have comments and suggestions about the review or the show itself, leave them below in the comment section. Make sure you like and share the video, and make sure you jump onto the Facebook page and like the page as well and the reviews. I'll have a much more deeper Tomorrowland review coming out next Monday that you can watch. And thanks for tuning in.